Hello, and welcome to me showing off uh, the earliest stage that I'm ever showing off um, of the game, the first game that I'm making, not completely or from scratch. I just realized the visual glitch. Okay, well, I do want to note that I dropped in frame rate. You can't see it, but it's at just around 600. It shouldn't be. I'll have to figure out what that is in a second, but so far I've finished watching what is this? Sorry, 893. Okay, I've seen episode 93 of the Cherno's game programming or Java programming game programming series, whatever. Okay, and he got through random AI, kind of random. I think it's not perfect, but it still looks pretty good. And I made the sprites look like a zombie instead of the dummy as he quoted, not quoted, whatever, as he called. And I made sure to pay attention to like which side, like the left side has like a ripped arms over here. I was getting at it, but I never actually finished. The left arm did not have a sleeve. It's supposed to carry over for these two as well. But on the right side, like his brain's more exposed. I couldn't use pink because the pink that I would use is the transparent color, so this does not render um, in the actual game. It's just like a clear, like my character has it too, and what you saw there is whenever you shoot, it has a little particle thing, so it's like a fire, kind of like a sparkler, has like the sparks coming out, whatever. It's got to where it just emits a couple that die at like a little random amounts in time, and then if it does hit the range limit, it will explode into this amount. Sometimes it doesn't do it, and I have to figure out why. But right there, it explodes in there, and it takes a little bit longer to dissipate. And over here, I know there's a visual glitch somewhere, but it does actually hit. It collides, and those particles stay behind a little bit longer. Here's a visual glitch. It knows that the tile's right there, but mobs can walk through a little bit. I have to figure out why. And actually, zombie mob. I was paying attention to how my character walks, and not all the or I want to call them spells, like magic, not all of them are going to be like point and click. It's not going to be like that. I want it to be like you click anywhere and it goes in a certain direction, whichever direction you're facing. So I thought of strafing. Although I want it to be like if you're facing this direction, you can only move up and down for strafing. If you're this way, strafing left and right, up and down. But for right now, you can do anything. It's not actually that hard. It took me a second to figure out how to do strafing like this. So, I mean, it's only going to take me another second to limit it to just being up and down if you're this way, or, you know. And I want there to be, up the top, I want there to be the black, like, bar, like an inventory, not inventory, a hot bar, I think that's what it's called, to where all these are linked up to 1 through, I think, 0. I'll do all of them. And I want it to be where if the fire is selected, it'll show you, indicate some way it's selected. It'll have like a little icon meaning like flame, fire, this blast, and maybe like a number 1 for like tier 1, something like that. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but I have plans, and I don't plan on giving up on this ever. So this will be finished at some point, and I do plan on adding multiplayer. I understand how to, like I know what has to be included, but I have to watch back a tutorial, add in a couple things, and I'll start doing that myself. Because it's a separate tutorial. The Chernal, or Jan, has not put it in himself yet, so I can't do it by his tutorial if he has like a better way. And I still have to figure out what's up with this. Well, that's neither here nor there. A random visual glitch. This should be right above my head. And actually, it's not being rendered correctly. It's on the screen at this position, not above the character at this position. It doesn't really make sense, but it makes sense to me. And what I do like to note is I added this and changed everything. I've done all of this since yesterday. I mean, all it's meaning strafing, the being able to add the characters, changing the sprites, changing the animation from being like scrolling how I used to have it. Like I used to be like this, just walking left to right. I added something, and definitely the motivation for continuing this and watching his tutorials, even if I have a problem, is that I know his code works, so I'm not drawing something from scratch and thinking that should work, but not knowing for sure. I know what he has written works, so I have that incentive to keep going, and that's the one thing that's completely driving me to keep going on this. Bugs. I'm having an issue where if I'm shooting straight, like this is straight down, but it's angled this way a little bit. Up or down, it'll angle it to the right a little bit, but left to right is perfectly fine until a certain point. Like right there, it's already offset a little bit. Doesn't matter. This is pretty much all I have to show right now for like what you can actually see. I mean, the code doesn't really matter. Awesome beautifulness matters, and actually, the amount of particles being rendered here is actually a frame rate drop. This is just fun for me while I'm testing. But I will be updating this and adding stuff whenever I can, as much as I can, and bringing out an update video to this soon. So expect that soon, definitely. See you later.